Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So, here we have the source of why there's not been many other videos here on the channel. Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. Or Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. There's not a 2 in there at that part. Maybe there is in some markets. But anyway, the critics' reactions have started coming in. Rotten Tomatoes score, so on and so forth. And this is why there's been a lull in movie news and other excess things to chit-chat about here on the channel, but we're going to go through them. I do have plans to watch this. I believe I can actually watch it tomorrow. I don't have plans to watch it tomorrow. I have plans to watch it on the Friday. That's more than likely when I'm going to watch it, but we'll see, and then I'll obviously bring you my review. But let's take a look and see what the critics are saying. It's about what you'd expect, quite frankly, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but the critics' reviews have been rolling in. Quite a lot of them, in fact. I am surprised that the tomato meter on Rotten Tomatoes isn't higher, and the reason why I say that is just simply they normally are. But Marvel has been hit with not hit, but it has had a string of films which didn't overly succeed at the box office. And before all Marvel lovers get their knickers in a twist and sand in their vaginas about this. Black Widow barely broke even. I don't even think it broke even. Because I think it would have had to have made like $400+ million. I can't remember. But the point is, they've not been doing exceptionally well at the box office. So it's not a huge surprise that then the critics, score is as low as this. Those kind of things can go hand in hand. Critics, sometimes do that. But anyway, moving on, right? So we've got 80% on the tomato meter, but that's not what's important. Let's see what people are actually saying, because that's the interesting stuff. So we have this. So Kirsten Cunha at Insider gives the film a C+, which is a pretty decent score. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is filled with mind-blowing visuals and huge action sequences, but is also destined to be Marvel's most divisive film in years. I am surprised people are saying it would be divisive. Now, I have heard rumours that this is not a Doctor Strange film, and it is actually a Wanda film. I've heard heavy reports of that, and maybe it's to do with that. But you'd think critics would like that, I guess. So Julian Roman gives the movie a 3 out of 5, and he writes, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is a creature feature loaded with surprises. Now, the only creature I've seen in this feature so far is Gargantos. So I'm a bit surprised with that, but okay. And, the creature that would formerly be known as shuma-gorath. The uneven visual effects fuels nearly non-stop action in a brisk runtime. The tremendous lead performances aid a script with gaping plot holes. Ooh, that's potentially why it's going to be divisive. Now that's interesting. Multiple leads, tremendous lead performances. So, multiple leads in this film. So, again, maybe that does corroborate what I've previously heard, that it's a Wanda film. This is interesting. The uneven visual effects. So, is that a hint that the CGI is a bit wonky? Maybe. Emma Stefanski at Thrillist gives the film a fresh rating. So, she writes, everyone's excitement welcoming Raimi back to the superhero fold was well worth it. Marvel's latest entry is worth seeing just to watch an adept at his craft cast his signature dark magic. Alright. Good. That seems to be what a lot of people are excited about. Robert Codger, Flickering Myth, 2.5 out of 5. Madness is one of the last adjectives that come to mind when describing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Interesting. Katie Walsh at Tribune News Service, 2.5 out of 4. This isn't a Multiverse of Madness, but of mundanity. Then I'm surprised you gave it so high. I always find these scores to be very surprising, but never mind. Jeffrey Lyles, 9 out of 10. Another stellar example of Marvel Studios fan service. Okay. Unexpected thrills, and a mini epic contained in just over a 2-hour film. Surprising that it's just over 2 hours, to some degree. There's a reason why Marvel dominates the box office. The filmmakers deliver above and beyond what fans want to see. Not always, but okay. Christian Toto at Hollywood in Toto. It was filmed with 2.5 out of 4. Multiverse of Madness doubles down on Spidey's intergalactic exploits to exhausting effect. Interesting. So you can start to see, like, people... I don't know. It's not. It is divisive, it seems. It does seem to be divisive. But still, nearly universally liked. I mean, 80% is pretty bloody good. Laura Clifford at Reeling Reviews gives the movie a B. This is an odd entry in the MCU. A sequel which could almost be a standalone. That's a good thing. A welcome bit of director Sam Raimi's patented comic grand guignol. And a movie that leans a bit too heavily on a Disney Plus television series, WandaVision. So again, that corroborates this being a Wanda film. Which, if that's the case, that's a shame. If they're making you have to watch WandaVision or know about WandaVision to appreciate the film, that's a shame. We can all agree with that. Giles Koplinski at Real Talk with Chuck and Pam, 2.5 out of 4. Unfortunately, the magic, excuse the pun, is missing, as Sam Raimi's curious misstep never has a feeling of urgency, a film that spins its wheels, leaning on prolonged, needless action sequences meant to distract us from its flimsy narrative. That's a shame. Mick LaSalle, 3 out of 4. Clearly, these superheroes are never going away. However, if all Marvel movies are as smart as Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, it won't matter. So he liked it. A lot. Dominic Griffin says, the blockbuster movie equivalent to reading a trade paperback collection of single-issue comics where a beloved superstar artist is repeatedly replaced by a lackluster fill-in, dragging the rest of the work down. Frustratingly inconsistent. Wow. Steven Silver, 2 out of 5. The story is confusing and filled with endless MacGuffins and mumbo-jumbo while confining most of its best ideas to throwaway moments. Well, Marvel does have a habit of doing that anyway, so I can believe them. The dialogue is full of endless exposition, but more often than not, it makes things less clear. I guess, doesn't that kind of go hand in hand? Playing devil's advocate here, does that not go hand in hand with it being the multiverse of madness? Some of these things not being explained? I guess. Carla Hay, Culture Mix, says it's a convoluted but entertaining experience that should not be a viewer's first Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. It's a movie that can be considered the tipping point where at least one Marvel show on Disney Plus is essential viewing to understand the film. Corroborating that Wanda. Scott Mendelson at Forbes. Sam Raimi's Doctor Strange sequel subversively rubs viewers' noses in the notion of the MCU being anything more important than a well-crafted, big-budget blockbuster brand. We've known that for some time. When one of the directors for Endgame came out and was like, oh yeah, no, they don't actually have a plan. They just go from movie to movie. Alonso Gerald for The Rap says, hits the ooh and ah marks we expect from a well-crafted Marvel adventure, but even with Sam Raimi at the helm, the century goes heavy on the spectacle, but light on the humanity, which is a shame. And there's actually, coincidentally, something he came out recently and said about Venom. He wished he'd explored the humanity aspect a lot more. So that's a shame. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below. Are you still excited for this? I mean, I am. There's other stuff here, but I mean, we've been yammering on for a while. We can get a general census of this now. It's mixed to, I mean, it's positive to mixed. Let's lean on that. It is still very, very positive. I am looking forward to this, mainly just for the visuals more than anything else. But let's hope they're good, because someone listed them as being not that good. So that's a bit of a shame. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Cheers, guys. Take care.